Hello everybody and welcome to Mark Goldbridge, That's Football. It's FA Cup final day. It's Arsenal versus Chelsea. It's do or die for Arsenal actually. That's just my opinion, but I believe that to be the case. I think that there will be a bravery attached to this game, of course, that if Arsenal were not to win, they would say, well, at least we're not in the Europa League. We don't have that bothering us with Thursday to Sunday football. But let's be absolutely honest here. The cold, harsh facts are, as a Manchester United fan, or as a Chelsea fan, or as a Tottenham fan, or as any fan really, do you want to be playing European football or do you not want to be playing European football? And the cold, harsh facts is that money talks, and that's the cold, harsh facts here. They desperately do need to be in the Europa League, and you know, for every idiot Arsenal fan, there are 10 intelligent ones, and they will know that if they want to sign Thomas Partey, which is a possibility, and if they want to sign a good centre-back, which is a possibility, then they've got to go today and win this game, because if they don't have Europa League football next season, they've just lost 30 million quid, because that's what you get for being in the Europa League. And they will lose money, and they will not be able to attract players, and they will not be able to buy players, and they may not be able to keep players. So it is very important for them to get into Europe. And look, as somebody who I probably want Chelsea to win. I don't really know why I want Chelsea to win. I mean, my dad supports Chelsea, but that's not a reason to support Chelsea. I've never, I don't particularly like Chelsea. I think it would be nice for Lampard to win a trophy in his first season. As a manager, I think he does a good job, and I think he will. I think he will do a good job for them. But I just think, for them, they've already qualified for Europe. They're in the Champions League. What it is a big game for is it's a big game for Wolverhampton Wanderers, isn't it? Because yes, they can get into the Champions League if they win the Europa League, but that. I'm not going to say they can't win the Europa League. Of course, Wolves can win the Europa League, but if Arsenal don't win today and Chelsea win, then Wolves have got another season in Europe as well. So look, I think it's an enormous game for Arsenal, and I think some Arsenal fans, will be dealing with this game in the way that they normally do. They will be talking about next season and how we can finish top 4 if we're not in the Europa League because we're only playing a game a week. Look, it's an advantage, but I mean, what would you rather do? Would you rather play one game a week and have a better chance of top 4 with a weakened squad, or would you rather be playing Europa League football and have more money to spend and a better squad? I think for development reasons, Arsenal need to be in the Europa League, and I think the club know it. It's a massive game. I mean, look, it's not really had the build-up it should have had, the FA Cup, I don't think. I mean, I'm excited about it now it's here, but I've just finished playing pro clubs. I was more excited about that. It's only now, because the FA Cup is half an hour away, that I'm looking forward to the game. No fans takes a lot away from it, I accept that, but it's a very important game. Wolves are not in the Europa League, Nabil, if Arsenal win today. I don't say things for effect, mate. Wolves are not in the Europa League if Arsenal win today. That spot for them disappears because they came 7th and Spurs came 6th. If Arsenal win today, that 7th spot for Wolves does not get them in the Europa League. Of course, they're still in the Europa League technically, but we're talking about next season. So there you go. There's no hot mic, Yazza, so no. Pause button already works. Chelsea are going to win, says Sprens, and let's talk Man United players that will be leaving in the transfer window, says Green Grey. Let's not. It's an FA Cup watch-along, Chelsea against Arsenal. Not talking about Manchester United transfers at the start of a stream that's nothing to do with that. You can watch the United stand at 8 o'clock. I'm not updating on Sancho either. Chelsea are going to win, says somebody else. Who is your dark horse for the Champions League, says Ethan. I will talk about that because we have got those watch-alongs coming up next week. But let me go through the team news first because that is relevant for this game. Pulisic is playing. Giroud is playing. So we know that's happening. But Arsenal versus Chelsea, 5:30 kickoff, 25 minutes away. Martinez in goal for Arsenal, holding David Luiz, Tierney, Bellerin. Ceballos, Xhaka and Maitland-Niles, and Pepe, Lacazette and Aubameyang. About as strong as it gets for Arsenal, and they're not playing a back 5. They're playing Holding and Luiz as 2 centre-backs. So, fair play. I wouldn't play a back 5 against Giroud either. United did it and it was a mistake. And then you've got the Chelsea lineup: Caballero, Azpilicueta, Zuma, Rudiger, James and Alonso. So that is a back five with Kovacic and Jorginho, Mason Mount and Giroud and Pulisic. So Giroud plays against his former club. Abraham on the bench, Kepa on the bench, Ross Barkley, Pedro, Hudson-Odoi, Tamori and Emerson as well. What's happened to Willian? I don't know what's happened to Willian. Is he injured or is he left because his contract's up? I don't know what's happening there. So yeah, look, my prediction is that Arsenal are going to win. I've said that. I think Arsenal are going to win this game. I think they have to win it. So I think that they will. I think a lot of people are expecting the obligatory Arsenal sort of capitulation and banter. But I really have to say, I can't envisage a situation where Arsenal are not in the Europa League. They're not in Europe. So, I can't see that happening. I think Arsenal will win it. Is Kante on the bench, says Loose Dog. I didn't see him on there. Yes, he is on the bench. Kante is on the bench. And somebody's saying that Arsenal are playing a back five. Holding, Louise, Tierney, Bellerin. No, I can't see it. Ceballos, Xhaka, Maitland-Niles as a midfield three. Pepe, Lacazette and Aubameyang as a front three. And Tierney left back, Bellerin right back, David Luiz and Holding as your centre backs. So I can't see that being a back five unless, a rising baller says it's a 3-4-3. Willian was injured, but he was supposed to be fit, says Evan Coughlin. Thanks for the super chat there. And I hope that Arsenal win, says Cool Raymond. Pulisic is overrated, says Jack Reedy. I think he's had a very good season, actually. Look, if Pulisic is overrated, what is Nicola Pepe? Because, there are worlds between those two players, what they've done this season. Apparently, Maitland-Niles is playing as a wing-back. So who would be the third centre-back? Bellerin? I don't know. I'm definitely not an Arsenal fan, so I'm not going to profess that they're definitely not playing a back five. But for me, it doesn't look like they are playing a back five. I think Frank is benching Willian because of his agent's comments, Mark. I don't think Willian is even on the bench. He is not even on the bench, so he's not been benched. He's not in the team at all, so maybe it was an injury. Tierney will play as a centre back, says Anand. I think we're moving away a little bit there from reality, aren't we? But we'll see how it goes. And super chat coming in from Forever PVM. He says, if Ollie gets Sancho, Man United questions. Does Sancho make United a consistent top three spot? If so, how consistent should he be in the top three? Mate, it's the FA Cup final. I don't mind talking about Sancho during the game a little bit, but we are here to watch an FA Cup game, and there's so much content on the United stand about Manchester United and Jadon Sancho that I don't want to spend 5 minutes on the build-up to an FA Cup final talking about what, hypothetically, Jadon Sancho brings to Manchester United. Suffice to say, he makes them better. Pepe, Obama and Lacazette on the score sheet. 3 Musketeers, says Zayn Miasi. Drinking early. We have hit 200,000 subscribers on the channel as well, so thank you everybody for that. Make sure you subscribe if you're new, bottom right-hand corner. We love Goldbridge, says Bidya. Not everybody does. And Mark, why does the banner say Premier League live watch along? Because we haven't changed it. Realistically, if it really bothers you that much, you know where the exit door is. And I'm a Chelsea fan and I predict 3-0 to Arsenal, says Mythic Thunder. That's quite a depressing thing to do on FA Cup final day. Predict that the opposition, which are pretty crap, are going to beat you 3-0. Look, Chelsea should win this game. It could be Baku again. And that could be interesting, but we will have to wait and see, won't we? I'm going to go 2-0 Arsenal because I just think that they've got to win. I think they've got to win it. Shaw or Tierney, Mark, says David. Look, I despair at this conversation because to me Luke Shaw is easily better, but some people just don't understand the job that Luke Shaw does for Manchester United, so they'll say Tierney, won't they? But I'm not bothered. I'm not going to change my mind. Do you predict a classic FA Cup red card, says Aryan? I actually think it's going to be a good game. I think it will be a good game, but I think Chelsea try to play football in the right way, and I think Arsenal do try to play football in the right way. I don't think Arsenal will do this park the bus thing that he did against Liverpool and City. I think they've got to try and win the game. But I know a lot of people are predicting it's going to be a bit of a a stalemate sort of draw, but I think it will be better than that. I think it will be a good game. 2 crap defences to Sahil. See, I was trying to be nice. They aren't great defensively, either club. I don't know why Kante isn't starting Alex O'Connor. Maybe somebody can let us know. And Rising Baller said that DT said Arsenal will finish top 4. He says a lot of things, and he needs to basically wipe his mouth every time he talks, really, because he talks crap. Look, this is not the United stand. That's football. Hello. I've said Arsenal's issue quite pragmatically a number of times. I look at Arsenal, and I know we'll have some Arsenal fans watching here, and I look at Chelsea, and we'll have some Chelsea fans watching here. I think Lampard's a great coach. I think he's had a weird first year with no transfer ban, and I think he's done a good job. You've got a style of play, and you've bought well this summer. I think Chelsea have had a good season. Arsenal, I think Arteta's got the potential to be a good manager, but he's probably 2 years behind Lampard at Chelsea, and Lampard wasn't even here 2 years ago. That shows you how far behind he is. He's got a massive job to do at Arsenal, and I said it when Emery was manager as well. The players are the problem. The players are the problem at Arsenal. They need to get rid of some of this crap that continually makes mistakes, and they need to bring new players in. And you're going to have to be patient. So talking about top 4, I mean, look, he's got a massive audience. Like, he's, whether you like it or not, he's a very influential Arsenal fan. And for him to be saying you're getting top 4, it doesn't help Arteta, because some people will believe that and they will go into next season thinking we're going to get top 4. I'm telling you now, as a United fan, right? I would give him the Ballon d'Or if he gets you top 4 next year, Arteta. I think it's so removed, so unlikely. And you know why I think it's unlikely? I'll tell you in a minute, because we've had some super chats. There's something fitting about Banter FC being back to graces with their presence for one final time. My Twitter is primed for banter, says Nick P. Zane says, Mark, next season Tierney will be better than Shaw. He's the Scottish Roberto Carlos. But he's not even the best Scottish right left back, is he? Andy Robertson is 10 times the player he is. Who are you supporting, says Control Clan? I'd like Chelsea to win, but I think Arsenal will win. But let me tell you, the reason Arsenal won't get top 4, and the reason it would be a miracle if they did, and the reason Arteta would deserve every award he would get, is because Man City and Liverpool are in the top 4 straight away. There's no way they're not in the top 4. Chelsea have already finished in the top 4, and they've bought Ziyech, Werner and Havertz. That's probably 50 goals. They're in the top 4. United are going to get Sancho on top of a team that was already in the top 4. So I think unless one of those teams has a catastrophically bad season, that's your top 4. And I don't see anybody being anywhere near them either. The battle for 5th is what Arsenal need to look at. And I know that sounds really disrespectful, but I don't think it's disrespectful. I think if you're rebuilding your club, we said it at the start of the season on the United stand. We sat there and said, I don't think United are going to get top 4. I think 5th. Because we didn't have Bruno at that time, and we could see the problems that the midfield were going to have. And we got 3rd. So look, Arsenal could do that, but go into the season realistic. You are going to have a miracle if you get 4th place. 5th place is what you need to go for. And that'll be a challenge, because I think Spurs and Arsenal are quite similar. Mark, if we buy the right players, we will, says Zayn Miasi. But what players are you going to buy? What players are you going to buy that are better than a Werner or a Sancho? Or, Thomas Partey is a good player, but he doesn't get you top 4 on his own. You need 6 players just to get anywhere near top 4. And good players. I'm talking about top quality players. It won't happen. It won't happen. And I think that, look, I'm not even an Arsenal fan, and it sort of irritates me a little bit that there is this expectation from influential Arsenal fans that you're going to get top 4. And what will happen is you'll be there in 5th or 6th come Christmas, and it'll be Arteta out, doesn't know what he's on about, because they can't be patient. They cannot be patient. They walk into every situation expecting a result that everybody else with a normal brain is not expecting. Like, they'll play someone like Man City and they'll expect to win. And then they do win, and it's like, yeah, we're back. But actually, they don't see the enormity of that freak result. They're a long way off from where they need to be, which is why they've got to win today. Because all this growth they talk about, if they don't get European football, they're in big, big problems. Coutinho, Zaha, Willian and Partey, says Zayn Miasi. They would in preview, but I wouldn't want any of those players at United. I've just answered the question there. Would Chelsea want Coutinho, Zaha, Willian and Partey? No. They might want Partey. They wouldn't want Zaha. Would United want any of those players? Well, no, because we could buy Partey. He's £43 million. I would buy Partey. I think he's a good player, but United don't want him. Zaha, we wouldn't want him back. Willian and Coutinho, forget it. Liverpool wouldn't take any of them. Man City wouldn't take any of them. Well, that's your top four. You're buying 4 players that none of the top 4 would want. So, yeah, 5th is what you need to go for, and embrace it. Like, if you get 5th next year, that's an improvement on, was it 8th or 9th? Was it 9th? Was it really 9th? I just think patient, tiny steps, and winning today is one of those steps. If Arsenal lose today and have no European football, does that change your opinion on top 4 for them, says Jack Reed? No. I mean, they might do a Leicester. Look, they've got to take confidence in what Leicester did. They might do a Leicester and, playing 1 game a week, but it'd be hard. In terms of manager in world football right now, who's the greatest footballer when they played football? Says Yazza Said. Zidane. And Arsenal fans have the shortest memory span. Every year their board disappoint them with crap signings, and yet every year they expect amazing signings, says Pumpkin Spice Latte. I thought their board did a very good job last year, and then they've had their worst Premier League finish in ages. Hi mate, big game ahead, watching from Melbourne, Australia. Scary times ahead, we're about to go into total lockdown. Glad you're on the airwaves, says Jared McCormack. Yeah, I mean, look, stay safe everybody. These lockdown things seem to be coming back again, and it is a worry, isn't it? It really is a worry. So stay safe and do what needs to be done, because we don't want to be going back into that. Arsenal finished 8th. Apologies, they came 8th, not 9th. So fair play, they got 8th place. 3 points off 6th. And actually, you know what? Only 6 points off 5th, but 10 points off 4th. But they finished 8th. That's what happened. And that's what the history books will say. Why are Arsenal fans in here desperate blokes? It's arrogant. It amuses me that other clubs like Wolves, Tottenham, Leicester will just stand still and not progress next season, says Quidder. Well, exactly. It is arrogance to think that you're fighting for top 4 with clubs that are miles ahead of you, and you haven't even finished higher than those teams like Spurs and Wolves and Leicester. So I think the Premier League will be very competitive next season between probably 2nd and 8th again. The top 2, I think, will be comfortable. I think Arsenal without European football is actually embarrassing and also damaging at the same time, which in a way will make them banter funnier, says Nick P. Well, I think Aubameyang will stay regardless, won't he? But we'll see. Come on, you Blues, says FSA. And Chelsea are going to win, says Druv. And will 4-0 to Chelsea, says Ladia. I don't think it's going to be that sort of game. I think it will be a game where both teams are in it to the final whistle, whether it's 1-0, 2-0, whatever. Is the 60 million deal Sancho rumour real, says Voyaxu? No. And what do you think of Leeds United, says William Pearman? Not a lot. And Mark, you can never predict what will happen next season, as Man United got Bruno, who solved a lot of their problems instantly, says Johnny Watkins. Yeah, but you know what, Johnny? We're going round the houses here. Arsenal fans don't want to take on board what I'm trying to tell you. You're a big club that needs to be doing better, but you're not finishing top 4 next year unless Arteta pulls a miracle off. Man United added Bruno Fernandes to a team that already had Wan-Bissaka, Luke Shaw, Harry Maguire, David De Gea, Anthony Martial, Marcus Rashford. We needed a number 10. I look at that Arsenal team. You need 2 centre-backs, probably need a right-back, 2 midfielders, and I think you need another forward. So that's 5 or 6 players you need. It's not just adding Bruno Fernandes. Do you really think if Bruno Fernandes came to Arsenal, you'd suddenly be 3rd? No. The job's not... I've said it before. Where Arteta is with this club is where Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was a year ago. You're a year behind. So, if you could get 3rd next year, I think he deserves a massive medal. And of course, when I say he's a year behind... Our club spent over 150 million. Are Arsenal going to do that? I don't know. They've got to win today. Got to win today. Got a bit of nail stuck on me. Arsenal will get 6 next year, says Emmanuel. I mean, to be honest with you, it's irrelevant anyway, isn't it? I mean, is that what football has become now? You absolutely banter yourself, and you could still banter yourself today. But it's okay. DT says you're going to get 4th next year. But it's not even happened. It's a prediction. Like, it's not happened. But I've seen Arsenal fans this week going, we'll be top 4 next year. Like, and they're living off that win. But it's not a win because it's a ridiculous prediction. But it's suddenly become, we'll be top 4 next year. But hello! The future is the future. The present is now. We are 3rd. Manchester United are 3rd. Chelsea are 4th. Man City are 2nd. And Liverpool are 1st. Which one of those clubs are dropping out the top 4 based on the spending they're about to do? You can't get a win off a future prediction. You've got to live in the now. You've got to live in the next 2 hours. You've got to win this FA Cup. So let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Arteta is a better manager than Ollie, and I'm a United fan, says. I don't agree. I don't agree. I've seen Arsenal play. In fact, I'm glad I'm doing a watch-along because, as many people will tell you, I've done about 7 watch-alongs since lockdown and Arsenal have lost 6 games. The only game that they won was the Liverpool game. And in that game, they parked the bus worse than Mourinho. So, God, I hope she don't fall off. There's a woman singing on top of the Millennium Dome. Is she on top of the Millennium Dome or is she on top of Wembley? One gust of wind and she's off. I hope she's got a rope on. I tell you what, she's doing a great job singing, but I tell you, one gust of wind up there, she's gone. She's got to have a security thing on. Health and safety. And I'm not even a big fan of health and safety. But if you're not watching this on the BBC at the moment, there is a lovely lady singing a song that looks fantastic, but she stood on top of Wembley. She's got to have a security line on somewhere. Where is it? How did she get up there as well with those heels on? I'd be bricking it. She's got bloody high heels on as well. I would be bricking that. Oh my God. I think normally not being in Europe helps with the league like Leicester. However, Arsenal is pure banter. They might end up bottom half, says Pumpkin Spice Latte. And magnetic shoes, says Dennis Griffey. Yeah, she's stuck up there forever. She can't come down. Hiran says, do you rate Aubameyang? Yes, I do. I do rate Aubameyang. I think he's a very good striker. I did actually want him at Man United before Arsenal got him. I thought he was a really good signing. Very good player. What's your watch-alongs that you're doing next week? Okay, we'll do that because we're still about 8 minutes away from kick-off. So let's do that. Kick-off is in 8 minutes, as I just said. So football is sort of coming back in August. We've got a festival of football in August. So I can tell you that the watch-alongs that we're going to be doing on this channel really kicks in from... Is it the Championship playoff final on Tuesday night between Brentford and Fulham? So I might do that. I might do the playoff final on Tuesday. Wednesday, I'll be doing Manchester United versus Last Links, which is at 8 o'clock. Thursday, I'm thinking... Well, it's Europa League, so I probably won't do any. I was thinking about doing Wolves versus Olympiacos, but we'll see. Friday, the Champions League is back, so I'm going to do Man City against Real Madrid at 8 o'clock. We'll keep an eye on Juventus versus Lyon. Saturday night, we're going to do Barcelona versus Napoli because Chelsea are already out. But we'll keep an eye on that. Sunday, bloody Sunday. We won't do anything because it's just crap. Monday, we'll be doing Europa League. Tuesday, we'll be doing Europa League. And Wednesday, we'll be doing the Champions League. And Thursday, Champions League. So it goes like that. But yes, exciting times. And lots of football coming back. Transfer windows open as well. Lots to get involved in. So yeah, I want Chelsea. Who does everyone want to win? Let's do that. Who do you want to win? I want Chelsea to win. It's not even really... My issue with Arsenal is I wouldn't mind Arsenal. It's basically some of your fan base. They just, you know, they ruin it for everybody really, don't they? So it's just your fan base. It's nothing to do with anything else. If I'm absolutely honest with you, it's just some of your fans make me not want you to win. But yeah, so I'm going to go with I want Chelsea to win, but I've said all week I think that Arsenal are going to win. So it's a funny one really, isn't it? But as somebody just said there, Goldbridge is doing a watch along. Arsenal are going to lose. So, you know, I don't know why I think people really think that. It's not like we have done previous watch alongs where Arsenal have had problems. Yes! Rocket of a goal! It's in! It's Trezeguet! And it's 1-0 to Aston Villa. Why am I... Oh, Morpace won it at the end! Oh, Morpace won it at the end! Oh, Morpace won it at the end! We could get a moment like that. We could get a moment like that. Arsenal won't want a moment like that, but we'll wait and see what happens. I'm up for it. It's the FA Cup final. It's up for grabs. Look, I wouldn't have minded United playing in this tonight. I would have liked to see Man United playing in this tonight, but Chelsea totally deserve to beat us. And you have to just take it on the chin when that happens. Chelsea absolutely deserve to beat us in that final, in that semi-final, and they did. So we're not in the final. And Liverpool deserve to make Man City. So both these teams deserve to be in the final. And look, you look at that Arsenal front three and you think that's surely going to cause Chelsea problems. I think if I was Arsenal, I would be confident. The reason I would be confident is because Chelsea have lost 1/3 of their games this season. They finished 4th, but they've lost 12 games. So the opportunity is there for Arsenal to go and express themselves. And for Chelsea, it's one of those games, isn't it? Lampard will be looking at a piece of silverware because ultimately that's what you judge your career on. Lampard will be desperate to win this game. I know they've got to play Champions League football next week against Bayern Munich, but they're out. They're 3-0 down. They're out. There is no way they're going to turn that around. So tonight is basically their last game of the season, their last chance to win a trophy. And Lampard in his first season would like to be holding up the FA Cup, the same as Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will want to win the Europa League, because to come out of a season with a bit of trophy is better than 3rd or 4th in a managerial career. Anderson says Arsenal are going to win. Please share the video if you're watching. We've got nearly 6,000 people watching. We'll have some decent conversation on here about football during the game. So share and subscribe, bottom right hand corner, to get involved in that. And I think Chelsea just might with Werner and Ziyech, says Scientist Tim. I don't know what you're talking about. Winning the league, maybe? What are your thoughts on Man United defence right now, says Ramerton. I'll talk about that at 8 o'clock. And Mark, your favourite stand at Old Trafford, says Abhishek Shivakuma. Well, I think the Stretford end is always the one that brings about the most. It's like the Kop for Liverpool, isn't it? That's the end that really encapsulates what Manchester United is. So there you go. And Mark, Arsenal need to win Baku, but we all know what happened there, says no one. Well, we are about to hit kick-off. So, Mark, are you live on Hot Mic today, says Joel Morris? No, I was meant to be, but I couldn't log on. So I could have found a way to log on, but I would have been live late. So I didn't. So we are with what we are. So yes. What have I just done? What have I just done? You bloody idiot. So the players are stood around the circle, and Giroud will score. I tell you what, wouldn't surprise me. He's like that ex, isn't he, that you dump because you think they're not good enough, and then you're sat at home watching a video and they're there on it, superstar. I don't know whether we're meant to be silent here, so I'm just saying it. I'm staying a bit silent just out of respect of something that I don't even know because I haven't got the noise on. Right. Are we ready for this? I'm ready. Are you ready? I'm ready. David Luiz is ready against his former club the other way. Giroud the other way. Aubameyang or Martial, says Anch. Well, I mean, look, Arsenal fans will say Aubameyang. I will say Martial, because I think he's a fantastic number 9. Tyrone Williams says David Luiz sending off in the first minute. Well, let's have a little bit of a joke here. If there's going to be a red card, and then hopefully there won't be, but if there's going to be a red card, who's going to get it? I'm going to go Xhaka. He's a hothead. So, but David Luiz is not a bad idea. Obato Pulisic will decide who wins today, says Jack Reed. I thought Pulisic, when he came on against Liverpool in that game just before the end of the season, was absolutely fantastic. So let's see how he does today. Aubameyang, I mean, you take Aubameyang out of Arsenal next season, they desperately need to keep him. You take Aubameyang's goals out of Arsenal this season, they're probably finishing about 15th, aren't they? So, massively important player for them. David Luiz, the clown. We don't want to be singing that today. I don't know why it's in my head, really. Right, players take the knee. Last game of the English football season involving Premier League clubs, because the Championship playoff is on Tuesday. And Giroud kicks it off. And the timer kicks off. And we're ready to go. I've got blue shorts on. Bit of leg. So I'm supporting the Blues. I'm not really. I just want to see a good game of football, to be honest. If Arsenal win, that's still not a good enough season for them, but at least they're in Europa League. If they lose, I think it's a catastrophic season for them. And Arteta needs patience and time, because half of the season he wasn't there. If Chelsea win, I think it's a good season for Lampard. 4th place and a cup. I've got that song in my head now, Ange. It's David Luiz, the clown. It's not unfair. He's not even played it. He's not even done anything yet. Are you doing a watch along for the playoffs final on Tuesday? Says Colette. I'm thinking of doing one. Yeah, I think it'd be quite good to do a watch along for the playoffs final. Yeah, I have to do a bit of research on it. I know some Brentford players and I know some Fulham players, but it used to be what did they used to call it? It was like the biggest, most valuable game in football because of what you get for being promoted. No hot mic today, Darcy. I'm sorry, and I know you're a hot mic, hardcore hot micer, but I couldn't remember my password to log in. Anyway, FA Cup final day. I think this is the first time I've really felt not having fans. I think FA Cup final day, especially Arsenal against Chelsea, it's a big game. I really want to see us getting fans in the ground, but the reality is, I don't know what it is like in your country, and I know some of you will be watching from England, but we're sort of on this knife edge of maybe dropping down towards more infection and more restrictions, when we were getting to this point where we were thinking, maybe things are going to go a little bit better. So let's wait and see. Did anyone watch the Pro Clubs, by the way? First episode, I thought it went quite well. I enjoyed it. Different type of content. Arsenal down the left-hand side here. And it is Maitland-Niles. I tell you what, half a chance there. Good cross. Aubameyang on the front post. Hard to get any power on it. Heads it wide. Half a chance. Half a chance. Vernon says Pro Clubs was class. Good. We'll build it out. We will build it out. We will get some more players on there. And it will get better the better the team gets. Because obviously we're in Division 10 at the moment. And we will play some decent teams as we get higher. Ewan says congratulations on 200,000 subscribers. I can only say thank you to everybody. I think it's the same as the United Stand really. The community grows together, and really enjoying a lot of the content we've been doing over the summer. The fans on the advertising board annoy me. They need to get rid of that, says Joel Morris. Yeah, I ignore it, Joel. I think it's ridiculous. But Arsenal have started off the better team here. It's only 3 minutes in. But Chelsea on the break with Mason Mount. Good shot. I mean, I nearly gave it the kiss of death there. Arsenal starting off the better team, and then Mason Mount nicks it off somebody, drives forward, gets a good shot off, and Martinez tips it round the post. Gets his angles all right, to be fair. Good hit by Mason Mount, but the keeper's got it covered. Major League Baseball will have to cancel season because of rising infection in players, says Tony Bain. I know, they've only just brought the basketball back, haven't they? Apparently we're actually in for Gabriel, says Extra Z. I'm talking about that at 8 o'clock. Yeah. Are you still going to be doing the Villa career mode? Yes. I'm not even sure I'm going to do Pro Clubs again on this channel. I'm thinking about just doing it on Twitch. Because I enjoy the career mode. Chelsea with the corner. Cross comes in. Back header. Alonso. Oh, I don't know whether there was a shout for something there. Kovacic does well. And it's a throw into Arsenal. Arsenal all the way, says Mercy. I want a little mercy, mercy, mercy. And if Chelsea lose, then that's embarrassing, says Charlie's daddy. Ah, no, I don't think the gap's that big between Chelsea and Arsenal. I mean, look, the only gap that's big in the Premier League is that between Man City, Liverpool and everybody else. I think Arsenal beating Chelsea wouldn't be a surprise to me. Are Chelsea favourites? Only because they finished above them in the league. But as I said, you know for a fact that Chelsea are going to lose 1 every 3 games. So there you go. Pro Clubs was really good. Just be careful though with random teammates. You get some right pricks on console gaming, swear words, etc. Says Pumpkin Spice Latte. Yes, yeah, I know, mate, I know. And what did you mean on your Twitter with Sancho en route? Says Ewan. I was just winding somebody up. And it's 1-0 to Chelsea! Baku again. Easy work. Pulisic is overrated, they said. No, he's not. 1-0 to Chelsea. They've had 2 attacks and they're 1-0 up already. Easy work, really. Arsenal defence is like a carrier bag. It's flying about all over the place with absolutely no backbone. And it's 1-0 Chelsea. They just can't defend. They cannot defend. I mean, this is plenty of warning here. The ball goes into the box. The cross comes in from Mount. Giroud lays it off. And there's out. I can't count them up. It's like counting bloody Smarties. All sorts. Licorice all sorts would have been better. There's about 8 Arsenal defenders within 5 metres of the ball. And Pulisic just wanders through and taps it home. And it's 1-0. Simple as that. Easy start. They'd had a little bit of a warning, Arsenal. And that's not the start that Arsenal would have wanted, really. You don't want to be giving up a goal that early in a game like this. And there's a long shot there, a speculative long shot that Caballero just gobbles up. And Chelsea, well, it's like Baku again. It's 1-0 within no time. And I thought Arsenal had actually started off quite well. Too easy for Chelsea, and it's Giroud with the layoff. Lovely little layoff by Giroud. I mean, the cross didn't even... The thing about Arsenal when I look at them defensively, and I don't know what everybody else thinks, when I look at Arsenal's defence, there's no responsibility in there. You know, like a Vidic or a John Terry, and I know they're their prime examples, but look, Van Dijk, obviously, but, you know, most... Tyrone Mings at Villa, when the ball's in the penalty box... A bit of leadership to go and get the ball. And they don't. There's so many Arsenal players there. And they're all leaving it, palming it off to somebody else. And it leads to a very simple goal. So 1-0 to Chelsea. Poor defensively from Arsenal again. And Chelsea are pressing Arsenal very high up the pitch. And it's causing them problems. Mark, can you be my dad? Says Tim Boss 2239. Yeah, we can have an email relationship. Anyway. Chelsea confidently moving the ball around. 7 minutes gone. 1-0 up. And Arsenal chasing shadows again. Do we think Aubameyang will go if Arsenal lose? Early days. Early days. There's plenty of time for Arsenal to get back into it. But they'll be disappointed that 1-0 can turn into a 3-1 win for Arsenal. Of course it can. It's only very early on. But the problem is, it's just defensively... You want to start strong, and they've started weak there. Please subscribe if you're new. Bottom right-hand corner. We're very close to 201,000, actually. And Arsenal are very close to no Europa League football if they carry on like this. But I told you, both teams are going to try and play out from the back, which will make for an interesting game. Are you going to do a wash-along for the playoff final, says Ewan Flack, on Tuesday? I think so, yeah. I think we probably will, to be fair. Oh, Ollie showed how naive he was in the semi-final. Well, we're very early in this game, but if I was Arteta, I would be a bit worried because this reminds me a lot of what happened to United against Chelsea. Now they're going to show the goal again here. Jorginho to Pulisic. Weak. There's so many Arsenal players. There's 7. There's 7 Arsenal players there. It's just nobody takes... I don't know why I'm doing this because I'm not an Arsenal fan. But no Arsenal player in the midfield or the back four takes responsibility to go and take the ball there. What do you think about the Newcastle takeover, says Joel Morris? It's not happening anymore, is it? Mark, thoughts on Mile Rishika as Sancho replacement? No, Martin. I don't want any replacement. I just want Jadon Sancho. Here's Pulisic again. Oh, good save. He's on fire. Pulisic is on fire here at the moment. Absolutely on fire. Who was the Arsenal fan at the start of the game who said Pulisic is overrated? You've absolutely burnt yourself here. That's the comment that's always going to ring out to me now. Pulisic is overrated, and in the first 10 minutes he's done more than what Pepe's done in 10 months. So that's a nice ball over the top, but Reece James has dealt with him quite easily. Oh, thanks. Thank you. Cup of tea and biscuits. Can we sign Pulisic over Sancho, says Scientist Tim. United should have done, but Arsenal on the attack here. Decent cross. Good header away. Would have landed on Lacazette's head. Well done, Kurt Zouma. If you must cross a course, cross cow. Oh, the legend killer. What's he done to me here? If you must cross a course, cross cow across a crowded cow crossing. Cross the cross course cow across the crowded cow crossing carefully. Not bad. James Koskin says, my brother loves your content. Can you call Adam, Seb and Jordan Pratts? Adam and Jordan, you Pratts. I'm not going to call Seb a Pratt because that's my son's name, so we're not going to do that. But Adam and Jordan, you are. Seb, you get a free pass. And thanks for the super chat from James Koskin. So corner for Arsenal here. They need to get back into the game. It's a decent corner. No, it's not. It's not. It's gone out for a goal kick from Pepe. I've been very impressed with Pulisic. I mean, I thought when they bought Pulisic, I must admit, Eden Hazard, I used to say, I just don't think Eden Hazard was as good as people think he was. I think people wanted to say that like Eden Hazard was as good as a Messi or a Ronaldo, and for me, he's not that quality. But he was a fantastic player for Chelsea, and I thought Pulisic, to fill those boots, it was virtually impossible. But the more I've seen him over the last couple of months, I do think he is that sort of player. And I love Kovacic. Kovacic is, for me, up until Christmas, he was Chelsea's best player. I think he's a fantastic player as well. I think that Man City Real Madrid game on Friday, I'm going to do a watch along for it. It's interesting because Man City before lockdown went to the Bernabeu and won 2-1, 2 away goals, and you thought, well, that's it, tie over. But Real Madrid are a better team than they were then, so I think it's going to be an interesting game. Should Arsenal man-mark Pulisic? Xhaka could do that job because Xhaka isn't offering anything at the moment, says Martial FC. They need to do something about Pulisic, but I don't think Arsenal are the sort of club that like to do the whole man-marking thing. I mean, Man United don't, but we did it to Hazard with Herrera and it worked. But there isn't it's seen as a sort of defeat thing, isn't it? Well, there's a coming together here, and I thought he was going to give a red card to Kovacic. But I think they both sort of go in. Ooh. I think Xhaka might be more in trouble. Nah, they'll be all right. There'll be nothing in that. It could have been a leg breaker from Xhaka, but he doesn't actually get anything. So, it might be a yellow card for Kovacic, to be fair. I think Kovacic is a little bit unlucky there because the way Xhaka goes into the tackle, he's got his studs up. Weird. Hi Mark, my boyfriend Johan and I love your content and we wish we were watching a Man United match instead. Can you please give Johan a shout out? It will make his day. Thank you, says Irene Alexandria. Shout out to Johan. I hope you're enjoying the game, mate. It's the FA Cup final. It's not United. We don't deserve to be here. Chelsea were better than us. But remember, we have got some exciting United watch-alongs to come with the Europa League. I think United are going to win the Europa League. And there's some exciting games in there. I mean, Inter Milan. I'm just really hoping we're not going to get a lockdown coronavirus across Europe, because we won't be able to complete the Europa League. Although they do all go to Germany, don't they? So that would be quite good. But Arsenal sort of fighting their way back in here. Hi Mark, my dad turned 75 today and he loves your channel, United, and saw the Busby Babes. Can you wish Chucky Ola happy birthday, please? Says Green Grits. Well, I pretty much know that is quite I'm not shouting that out. I think I've heard that term before. So thanks for the super chat, and sorry if it's genuine, but I actually think that is an offensive term, which I won't be shouting. Gunners against Lions, says Walter Diaz. Well, it's not over for Arsenal yet. This is quite a good distance for David Luiz to have a shot from. Ollie said all the team needed was to win something, so I think he's going to go all out, says Darcy Harrison. Pulisic, one of the best attackers in the league, says Mackenzie Morgan. He is at the moment. Are you buying the United kit meant to be released on the 4th of this month, says Scott Brown. I don't like it. I don't like it. David Luiz over the bar. Not a bad hit, but it was Ceballos actually, not David Luiz. Pulisic is not at the same level as Chelsea's Hazard. Europa League next ties are on Wednesday, Mitch Cummings, and then Champions League follows it. So Wednesday, Thursday, Tuesday night is the playoff final. Wednesday night is Wednesday and Thursday is Europa League, and then Friday, Saturday is Champions League. Rest on Sunday, and then Europa League Monday, Tuesday, Champions League Wednesday, Thursday. Big Chelsea fan here, Mark. I think Pulisic is the key for us to winning the cup. In the same time, have to watch out for Ceballos because he's the brain to attack Chelsea's defenders, says Blue FT216. I think Ceballos has had a weird season. When Arsenal got him at the start of the season on loan, I was like, bloody hell, he looks like a really good signing. And then he just couldn't get in the team after about a month. Obviously, he's back in it now, but Arsenal are settling a bit here now. Please share the video if you're watching and subscribe if you're new. Bottom right hand corner, we're on that road to 10,000 watching, which would be great for Cup final day. Arsenal getting a bit of confidence now after going 1-0 down with calamitous defending again. 7 players around the ball and nobody tries to win it. Pulisic through, scores. That's what happens. Waiting for United games and the squad for next season, says Johan Hanneman. And big Chelsea fan. We did that one, didn't we? Your best FA Cup moment and final in history, Mark, says Daniel Rowland. Well, wait a minute, because Arsenal are in down the left-hand side here with Maitland-Niles. Tries to do a bit of skill. Goal kick. I mean, look, as a United fan, there's been lots of FA Cup finals. I mean, look, my earliest FA Cup final was 87. I remember Coventry against Spurs was probably the first football match I remember watching, like, all of it. I do remember football matches before that. I vaguely sort of remember 85 when United won it, and I sort of remember 86. But 87 was the first FA Cup final I remember. But as a United fan, I mean, like, I remember them all post sort of 1990, but I was a little bit young for that one as well. 96 I enjoyed because that was the double and we beat Liverpool and it was a massive game and it was quite a crap game. Roy Keane was probably one of Roy Keane's best ever performances, and Cantona threading it through, but it was just a game you wanted to beat against Liverpool. 99 when we beat Newcastle because we knew we were on the road to the treble. That was great. So probably one of those two really. And then I think also since then you could say, well, beating Palace in the cup with Van Gaal was nice, but I just think with every passing year the FA Cup loses its shine. I just think football's moved on, hasn't it, because of the advent of the Champions League and everything. Angel Reyes says Arsenal struggle because they don't have any leadership in their squad. I think they have got leadership. I just don't think it's good enough. People like Xhaka and David Luiz, they should be experienced enough to lead that side. Aubameyang as well, but they do miss it. Pepe's amazing, isn't he? Absolutely amazing. Tinash says he's looking like a flop. It's amazing. He's a good player. I just don't get it. If United were able to sign Sancho tomorrow, could he join the Europa League squad? No. James Kane. No. That's not allowed. I think United will sign Sancho on the 7th for the shirt. Same happened with Maguire and Wan-Bissaka. Start Deadwood on Wednesday will help with the freshness, says Bustin' Up. I tell you what, I would like that. I remember 95, I cried, I was only 10. Yeah, Paul Rideout. I do remember that one. And Marceline Morkel, welcome to the United Stand Members Club. Thanks for joining. What do you think of Man City signing Nathan Ake, says Trench Gaming. I mean, look, to be honest, I'm quite intrigued to see how that's going to work. Drinks break again. Are the drinks breaks happening next year? I hope they're not. I hate the drinks break. Scrap 4th place, put the winner and the FA Cup in that place, says Cameron McNally. No, Cameron. No. I don't agree with that because I've said this before. If you give the FA Cup a Champions League spot, then what happens if you support Chelsea and in the 3rd round you get Liverpool and in the 4th round you get Arsenal and in the 5th round you get Tottenham and then in the 6th round you get Man City and then you get knocked out in the semi-final by Liverpool, who've played Wickham, Burton, Stoke and everybody else. It's like the cup can be a bloody nightmare, or you can be like Man City who get easy draws all the way to the semi-final every year. So I don't agree with that. I think, look, the FA Cup is... Things change. Why is the FA Cup not popular anymore? Because the Champions League and the league is more popular. Mute my mic for a minute because you won't like me slurping. I'm back now. See, people complain when I eat. So, you don't get any of the sound effects now. You just get the visuals. Anyway, we're back up and running. They've had the drinks break. And Southpaw of Sport says, I'm going to start a campaign to get my fellow Americans to rename American football as gridiron ball so soccer can be restored to football. Wish me luck. And hello, Mark. I know we don't like City, but seeming as he's leaving after 10 years, what's your opinion on David Silva? Because I think he's been a genius, says Curtis. Well, I mean, look, he has. David Silva has been a fantastic player. And it's a bit sad that a player that's been so good for the Premier League doesn't get the send-off that he probably that he does deserve. I mean, look, jokes aside, Man City can fill the Etihad, and I'm sure for the last game of the season he would have got a real good send-off, but he's not going to get that. And that's a sign of the times, isn't it? Is there any basketball on tonight, by the way? Because I've not been able to watch it the last couple of nights, and I really got into basketball from The Last Dance, but I wouldn't mind watching a little bit. What a goal! He's offside. The flag's up. He's offside. How can he be offside? Well, Pepe scores a cracking goal, but we'd have to see. Oh, the pass goes through and he's offside. That's so annoying if you're an Arsenal. I mean, even I said, I was just about to say, what a goal. Pepe's not offside. But the ball that goes through in the build-up, he is offside. Careers can be built on that. And it stays 1-0 to Chelsea. But the rules are the rules. He's offside. Not Pepe's not offside. The pass that went to somebody else before that, he was offside. So, they're the rules. Fair play to the linesman for seeing it as well. What time is it? Will it be on tonight? But I think Arsenal are coming back into this game. Lovely. No. Yellow card for Aspilicueta here. Aubameyang's gone down. It's got to be outside the box. Yeah. I don't know. Been a fan of United Stand for 3 years now and love this channel. Keep up the great work. And where has Zane gone? Says Mitch Cummings. Is he given a penalty? I don't know how is that a penalty when it's outside the box? I don't think that's a penalty. So it's Aubameyang. I did say Arsenal were coming into the game a little bit more. And it's just a simple ball over the top that's got them back in. So it's Aubameyang to score. Aubameyang. That's a mouthful. He's good at penalties, Aubameyang. And he has made it 1-1 to Arsenal. Well, draw. And to be fair, it's probably only what Arsenal deserve because Chelsea, having gone 1-0 up, have gone very, very quiet. And also, the goal from Pepe probably deserved to be a goal even though it was offside. Arsenal deserve that, says Kartik. Zayn Miasi's in the house with a sticker. It could have gone both ways, says Wolf Gamer. I think looking back on it, it is a foul, and they're always going to give a penalty. But the thing about it is, I don't really know what Aspilicueta's doing there because as soon as he's in the box, take your hand off. Now Giroud's gone down injured. Ruben says, would you take Pulisic at United? Yeah, I mean, if we get Sancho, no. See, that's a foul by David Luiz there. He literally rams him in the back. Liam wants Chelsea to win. What do you think of Steven Bergwijn, says Harry Pizza? Big season for Bergwijn, I think, next season. This could be our problem next season, as lack of pace will catch us out as we play with attacking football, says Nitin. Yeah, Chelsea do need to sort themselves out defensively. I mean, there's no doubt they're going to be even stronger as an attacking side next year. But United beat them 3 times this year, hitting them on the break. You know, Chelsea will always win on possession, but they are a bit vulnerable on the break. So half an hour gone, and it's as you were. It's 1-1. I think Chelsea just need to get back in. I think that early goal might have done what sometimes happens. You score that early goal, and if you don't keep your foot on the pedal, then the other team will come back at you, and that's what's happened. And you know, Chelsea have now got to go through the gears again. Here's Pulisic. Nice little run. How's that a foul by Pulisic? I don't even know what happens here. There's an Arsenal player. Come on. Seriously. Pulisic has got the ball and it's a foul on Ceballos for a dive. Fucking hell, this ref's shit. He's really bad. Arsenal can get relegated and they'll somehow win the FA Cup. You might as well rename the game as the Arsenal Cup, says Yazza Said. Yeah, we can't knock them for that. And I bet the drinks break will start being used to show more adverts. I hope they get rid of it, but I could see that happening like the Super Bowl, says B. Yakov. And now Aspilicueta's gone down injured, which is a blow. Well, then again, he's played shit. Aspilicueta will be going off, I think. It's a hamstring. Imagine if Arsenal win more trophies than us and we finish 3rd and they finished 8th, says Walker Jackson. I'd rather finish 3rd than win the FA Cup, mate. I've said this before, I'm sorry. It's not my fault that that's the state of modern football, but 3rd place is far more valuable than the FA Cup. Straight face, 100%. I'm not picking the FA Cup over 3rd place. Wigan won the FA Cup and got relegated. Where are they? Where is Wigan? Where even is Wigan? Does anybody actually know where Wigan is in England? I don't. The only thing I knew about Wigan was they used to be in the Premier League. So 3rd place is more valuable than the FA Cup. Only an idiot thinks not. They're in League One now. Some people are saying the Championship. See, even the live comments doesn't know. And I do know Wigan's near Manchester. I've been there. It's not very nice. Obama who, says Zayn Miasi. That foul by Aspilicueta, the worst part of the foul is outside the box. It's when he leans on him outside the box, and then he pulls back a little bit, and Aubameyang, as soon as he gets to the box, goes down. That's just manipulation, that is. That's not. I think it should be when the foul starts, and the foul starts outside the box. I've seen that before. Christensen's going to come on for Aspilicueta. You could argue he's a better player. What do I think about Martinez? I think he's been very good. I said it at the time when Leno got injured. I mean, this happened to Liverpool at the start of the season with Alisson. Adrian came in, did a good job. I don't think losing your goalkeeper is that important if your reserve goalkeeper's decent. And I think Martinez has done a good job for Arsenal, really. He's not cost you any goals, has he? It's your defence that costs you goals. Well, I've just tweeted it there. I'm not bothered. I know there's a lot of Arsenal. I'll probably get death threats and everything because that's the sort of prats that reside in the Arsenal fan base. And I know not all Arsenal fans are like it. There's actually some normal Arsenal fans. But the point is that foul starts for me outside the box. Oh, good chance for Jorginho on the edge of the box. But Alonso got in his way. Probably one of the best chances Chelsea have had since they went 1-0 up. Alonso into Mason Mount and in the box again. Arsenal just get terrified. No one wants to go near the ball. Look at them. They're all marking space. There's a good chance for Jorginho. And Alonso just gets in his way. Edge of the box. Just doesn't connect well. Kante's on the bench, says Charlie. So, 36 minutes gone. It's been a weird half. It feels like it should be half time. But it's been a weird half. Arsenal looking to hit on the break. Sort of the Ole Gunnar Solskjaer tactic that United used very well against Lampard. See, Chelsea player goes down from a foul. Referee says get up. He's given Arsenal so much stuff, this ref. I mean, he even booked Kovacic for a foul that I think Xhaka nearly broke his leg with. I think the ref's been crap. Unless you're an Arsenal fan, you'll be loving it. And Arsenal on the break now with Tierney. Lovely ball to Pepe. Oh, he's left Alonso. Pepe. Oh, nearly. Lovely running by Kovacic. Lovely play by Kovacic. Doesn't really get anywhere. Pulisic. Reece James. Very equal game. Who scored for Arsenal? Penalty, Walter Diaz. Welcome to the channel membership club, Matthew Chan. Thanks, pal. I predicted Arsenal would win this final. And I think it's a very equal game, so that benefits Arsenal, really. Chelsea deservedly 1-0 in front, but have done very little since. Arsenal passing out from the back, as everybody seems to do these days. And Chelsea have got it back. There's a switch of the ball on to Reece James there. I don't know why people don't play the ball quicker. Boring, says Scientist Tim. Please subscribe if you're new, bottom right hand corner. Make sure you check out the Pro Clubs video from this afternoon as well later on. I think you'll enjoy that. I'm going to watch it back myself. I like Pro Clubs. There's something more tactical and fun about it. How's the game, Mark? Says Alan Perez. I'd just say it's been an equal game. I think 1-1's probably a fair result. At the moment. It's not a result. It's a score. Arsenal probably looking more of a threat, I would say. Zuma. Terrible bit of defensive play there. It was a poor ball into the box from Aubameyang, and Zuma's touch turns it into a good ball, and now Arsenal have got an attack from it. Pepe, cross, Aubameyang, well away. Mason Mount falls over. Chelsea just had a dreadful half since they've gone 1-0 down. Want this game to penalties. Penalties, not seen a shootout for ages, says Ewan Black. and you're going to get more people on the pro clubs team, says Josh Stanley. Yeah, we will. Zane says the Arteta revolution is in full swing, getting into Europe and winking FA Cup. Not bad for Arteta, who's only been there half the season and not spent $1 billion. You can't ever not talk about Manchester United. Rent free. Good cross. That's a good cross, that is, from Maitland-Niles. Nobody on the end of it, but Arsenal still have it with Bellerin. Gives it back to Pepe. Left foot. Lovely cross to the back post. Caballero. Ooh. Didn't get there. I think it went for a goal kick. I'm Batman. Mark, you've let down your fans from Wigan, says your boy. Mate, I have been to Wigan. It was a joke. But what I'm trying to say is that the FA Cup is not more important than the Champions League spots. Oh, my God. Could be another penalty here. Pepe. What a mess. Chelsea are absolutely all over the place here. If Arsenal don't go in 2-1 up, they'll be gutted. They're all over the place. Last one, imagine an imaginary Menor. Oh, I can't do these, the Legend Killer. I can't. I'm not even going to try that one. Pepe with the cross to the back post. It's a good one. And it's another corner for Chelsea. Arsenal on the Chelsea on the ropes here. Arsenal playing badly. Chelsea playing badly. Chelsea on the ropes. I'm so used to saying Arsenal. Chelsea on the break here. He's got nowhere to go. Kovacic actually saying, got nowhere to go. And that's the problem. Arsenal are getting Chelsea penned in now. Chelsea can't get up the pitch. He's going to have to bring a bit of pace on to this team because they're just not getting high up the pitch. And Arsenal's game plan at the moment is working really well. They're winning. They're making Chelsea make mistakes in their own half. Where can I join up to United Stand FC, says TimBoss239. I don't really know at the mate. Twitter is probably the best thing. Arsenal all over Chelsea at the moment. Somebody said it should have been a handball against Chelsea. How did this Chelsea team beat United? Says Market. Wow, you know. And they thoroughly deserved to beat United in the semi-final. Again, another bloody foul not given by the ref, and he's looking straight at it. I tell you what, this ref is so biased. It's a great free kick opportunity, though, for Arsenal, right on the edge of the box. The funny thing is, the foul that he's just given on Pepe is ridiculously soft. But Pepe, Pulisic, 2 seconds before, has a similar foul, and he says play on. Mason Mount had one on the other side about 5 minutes ago, play on. Arsenal player goes down off the ball 10 minutes ago when Pulisic is dribbling, foul to Arsenal. Every little thing. It's not Arsenal's fault. You've got to play to the ref, but the ref has just been ridiculous. I'll be surprised if this doesn't go in. Edge of the box. You've just got to dink it over the wall. And he's missed. Lacazette. I'd be bloody fuming if I was Arteta there. That is bloody disgraceful. I mean, look how close to the goal he is. And what's he doing shooting that side? Oh, it's dreadful. That needed to be dinked over. What a prat. Lacazette. Wrong side and didn't even hit the target. Unbelievable. See, that's the foul on Giroud there. Not given. Football Manager Series, says Tim Boss. Nah. Five minutes added on. Oh, I suppose that's Spilicueta. Ref's shit. The ref's ruining this game. He really is. Not if you're an Arsenal fan, but he's so stop-start. Arsenal players basically know if they go down, they're going to get a foul, and we're seeing a lot of that now. Who's been the best team this half? Says Dominic. Arsenal, definitely Arsenal. They've been the better team. Chelsea been poor since going 1-0 up. They've been really bad. But I suppose the only positive I would take from this if I was Chelsea is that it's 1-1. You know, you're still in the game. Because they're getting pressed really well. There's just nothing on. Jesus Christ. Chelsea just look bereft of confidence at the moment. And fair play to Arteta because they've changed it in the last 20 minutes and they've really got a stranglehold on the game. The trouble is Chelsea can't hit the long ball because they've got no pace. So they're trying to pass their way through. They can't get the ball to Mount. Arsenal winning all the second balls. Fred the Red says, Mark, I need your help. As an ex-detective, help me find my remote control, please. I think a good place to start is always down the side of the sofa in between the cushions. Arsenal have taken Jorginho out of the game, says Adano. Yeah. Just can't string anything together, Chelsea here. And the great thing about Arsenal is the long ball is on for them because they've got Pepe, Aubameyang and Lacazette. So they can hit the long ball and that pace is a bit of a problem for Chelsea. Chelsea can't hit the long ball and they can't get the game going because Arsenal are just closing down the midfielders and closing down the passing lines. But that's no, it's not a good enough ball. Just can't keep possession here, Chelsea. Hader says you should call Arsenal Varsenal. Well, look, Man United get called Varchester United, don't they? I mean, the reality is, I don't think that's a penalty on Aubameyang. Not because I don't think it's a foul, but I think the worst part of the foul happens just outside the box, and Aubameyang stays on his feet until he gets in the box, and then he goes down. But the foul definitely starts outside the box, so I don't understand. But there's a lot of things I don't understand about VAR. But see, he's given another foul there. On a challenge for a bloody 50-50 ball between Mount and Tierney and a ball he's got every right to go for. And Tierney just falls on the floor like every other bloody Arsenal player. Look at him. There's nothing in that at all. Just, it's crap. The referee is a joke. One of the worst refereeing performances I've seen in a long time. It's alright if you're going to be equal, but he's not giving those fouls to Chelsea, just giving them all to Arsenal. I'd be fuming if I was a Chelsea fan. Ref has been bought, says Dwayne. He's just not, the thing is, it's not Arsenal's fault. He's just not being equal. There's another one there. He's got every right to go for that ball. He's going to book him as well. I don't know how that's a yellow card. Every right to go for that ball. And doesn't even touch him. Ceballos kicks him. Bloody hell. This ref. What a prat. What a prat. It's shocking, everybody. It really is. In a game that's not been that interesting, so it's, it's not that important. But he really has been dreadful, the ref. Unbelievable. Arsenal don't need the ref. They're actually playing the better football, but it's very hard when you're not playing well and you're up against the referee like this. And he blows for half-time there as soon as Chelsea had a decent attack. Anyway, it is half-time. Let's end the clock. 1-0 to Chelsea after the first few minutes. Poor defensive play from Arsenal. Penalty given. I thought it was a little bit dubious, but on the balance of the half, I think if you're Arsenal, you'd be saying we should have been going in at least, 2-1 up. So Chelsea can probably take some comfort from the fact that they're going in level. And tactically, I think Lampard's got to change it because they're getting penned in their own half and they need an outball. I think Tammy Abraham might be a player to bring on in this game. Mark, it is beyond me how Chelsea have bought so many attacking options without focusing on defence. Chelsea can be taken to the cleaners by any Premier League teams, says Sagot. I mean, for me, if I was Chelsea, I would take off Jorginho and bring on Kante if he's anywhere near fit. And I would take off Giroud and get Tammy Abraham on because they're walking into the trap here. Arsenal and Arteta has changed this really well. Tactically, he's playing a high line, which is what you should do when you're playing against Giroud, which is forcing his team virtually to the halfway line. They're pressing Chelsea high up the pitch. Chelsea cannot get out. The shield of the Arsenal press is very effective, and at the moment, well, Devon Nixon says, what's your final score prediction? I can't see anything else other than an Arsenal win. It's absolutely nailed on if Chelsea keep walking into this trap that Arsenal have. They're not getting up the pitch. They're not causing enough problems. So Kante for Jorginho, Abraham for Giroud for me. If you're Arsenal, Rimos says this is the worst final I've ever seen. If you're Arsenal, I think if the game carries on as it does, they will get more chances and therefore they will win the game. Pepe scored a very good goal. Unfortunately, the build-up play was just offside. The penalty to me is dubious. I think the referee has been poor. That's not Arsenal's fault. He's given everything to Chelsea. He's booked players for Chelsea when realistically I think the Arsenal player has done just as bad. Really poor from the referee, and I think that slowed the game down. In fact, in many ways, he's probably not helped Arsenal because he slowed the game down so much, giving away silly little fouls. But Arsenal definitely the better team in that half after a good start by Chelsea. But look at the goal that Chelsea scored. It really does show that existence says first 10 minutes aside, we've been absolutely dominated. It just shows you Arsenal, doesn't it? I mean, defensively, you've always got a chance against Arsenal, and that's what I would be holding on to if I was Chelsea. But tactically, they do need to change it. Would you consider doing a boxing match for charity, says Tubert? Why boxing? Why does it always have to be, let's get in a boxing ring and fight? What sort of message does that send out? Why can't we do a charity golf match or a charity chess game? Why does it always have to be get in the ring and punch somebody? I don't like violence. I've seen enough of it through my life. I'm not for it. Mark, would you give Igalo back to China to be in this final? Says Pete. Oh, that's really weird. These in the world of hypotheticals, that's a weird one. Does some of the Arsenal players could be booked for diving? Says Darcy Harrison. Well, the refs obviously not having. The worst one was the booking of Mason Mount there. He plants his foot nowhere near Ceballos. Ceballos kicks him and he gets booked for it. Pepe's really bad, says Evans Jesse. I thought the worst thing about Arsenal in that half was the Lacazette free kick. You're on the edge of the box. It's a left footer to dink it over the wall into the unmarked corner, and he tries to whip it to the corner that Caballero is covering and misses the goal. I thought that was a really good opportunity, but Chelsea started off well first 10 minutes and then they've drifted. Lampard should be going mad with them actually at half time. Chelsea are getting played by Banter FC, says Vabaf. But look, I said this before the game. I predicted Arsenal would win the game because Chelsea are a good side, but statistically they lose one game every 3. So, they've lost a lot of games this season. They can be beaten. Ibrahim says, I loved the pro clubs today. Love how you're taking this channel in different directions. Good. And Arsenal are going to win, says Vedant. Robbie said that he thinks the referee has been fair, but he's an Arsenal fan, isn't he? And some sort of trials for the FIFA Pro clubs, keep a look out on that, says Chaps Wild, who's he's the team captain, really. When Mata scores that free kick, says Dane Grease. I think most technical footballers do score that free kick. But look, this is the penalty back. Now look. No, it's not the penalty back, actually. I think Aubameyang's played well. I don't know why Pepe didn't take the free kick, Premier League fan. Madness. Absolute madness, really. But we're just waiting to... So, yeah, for me, they're just showing the penalty back now. The major foul is outside the box. I don't understand how... Watch it here. That's the major foul there. And now he's in the box and he goes down. He goes down from the push down, which happens outside the box. And look, I'm all for giving Arsenal a bit of banter. And I'm all for Arsenal fans saying, shut up, Goldbridge. It's a penalty. It's 1-1. And I'm totally up for saying that Arsenal should be winning that game 2-1. But what I don't understand is, and I have to look at things, and I think most of us do, I have to look at VAR and say, do I understand VAR? And I don't understand VAR because Azpilicueta starts fouling him outside the box. He puts the pressure on his shoulder that brings him down, and then he goes down in the box. I don't understand how that's a foul in the box when the pressure to bring him down, watch it here, is there. It was outside the box. And as soon as he's in the box, he goes down. For me, I just don't get how they're saying the foul. It's there. There's the foul. You can see it 2 yards outside the box. Weird. And it was never a red card, by the way, because Rudiger's the covering centre-back. But look, watch. Pushes him. The major push is outside the box. There's not a lot happening in the box. What Aubameyang does very cleverly is as soon as he's in the box, he goes down. But the major foul is there. He pulls him back there. There's nothing additional that happens in the box that wasn't happening outside the box. So for me, I don't understand it. I really don't. But there you go. Kev says, if the impact of the foul carries into the penalty box, it's a penalty, says FA rules. Well, there you go then. I stand corrected to the man in the orthopaedic shoe, if that's the case. But being a United fan, I don't moan about penalties, says Kartik. And Adam says Mark doesn't understand penalties. Mate, I just watch football like everybody else. I have an opinion, but I don't swallow rule books. And for me, they change the rules so often that, like many football fans who love football, we are left confused all the time because they're constantly changing the rules on handballs and penalties. For me, there used to be a time on a penalty where if the foul started outside the box, it's not a penalty. Now, if Kev is right, it is. So they're always changing the rules. Come on, man. The referee should wear glasses, says Hot Dog Agent. Luis got sent off for basically the same thing so many times. Clear the red card, says Jonathan Bahan. I don't think it's a penalty. I mean, look, it's a penalty. Sorry. The penalty's been given. Let's respect that. Does anybody think it's a red card? I don't think it's a red card. I thought Rudiger was there to cover. So it's not a goal scoring opportunity. Penalty is more than enough for that. I mean, it's a soft penalty at the end of the day. It's not like he's cut him in two, is it? If it's a foul, it's a penalty. But I don't think, for me, it was a red card. Not even... I mean, the GOAT Messi says it's not even a penalty. But if it's not a penalty, then it's a red, says Mr. Fister. It's all about opinion. No pen and no red, says Honza. And no red card, says Devils. Hi, Mark. Did you see shades of Man City in this Arsenal team? No. And will Man United sign another one, says Sujay. Ollie is better than Lampard. Irrelevant. Plot twist. The ref is not Anthony Taylor. He's Anthony Martial and he's getting revenge on Chelsea, says Darcy. Are you seriously talking about the penalty? Jesus, you are obsessed, says Emre Cap. Yeah, well, Emre, we're actually doing a stream about the FA Cup final and it's half time, so we're talking about the penalty. Yeah. If we were talking about Liverpool, that would be obsessed because Liverpool aren't playing. VAR should take notes from rugby, says Dev Nixon. Look, if what Kev said is true, that if the foul starts outside the box and continues into the box, then that is a penalty. But I tell you what, I don't know when that rule came in. Frank's not good tactically, says Bushfish. Well, he's got to change it second half. Arsenal should be winning that game. I tweeted it out a moment ago. I mean, that free kick that they haven't even showed at half-time on the edge of the box is a left footer every day of the week. You chip it over the wall into the top corner. All right, easier said than done, but, you know, professional footballers on hundreds of thousands of pounds a week, they can do that. Why Lacazette takes that pen? You know what? If I was an Arsenal fan, I'd be bloody fuming. Why is Lacazette doing that on that free kick? You got a free kick right on the edge of the box to the left-hand side. A wall is covering the left-hand side of the goal and the goalkeeper's covering the right-hand side of the goal. Why would you try and bend it in the top corner where the goalkeeper is? And miss? It's got to be a little dink over the top into the corner. And they've got Pepe, who, whatever anybody thinks, Pepe has got a lovely left foot. So I don't know why they didn't do that. Mark, does the United store deliver to Australia? I need my Greenwood t-shirt, says Ibrahim. Check it out. Links in the video description for United Stand t-shirts. I have put it in today. Read the super chat, which we haven't got. Haven't got any super chats, mate, to read out. Let me just scan through. Aubameyang hat-trick coming in, says Zane. Well, I tell you what. If I was an Arsenal fan, and I never will be, if you don't go on and win this game, you're going to be disappointed because, to me, you should be winning that game at half-time. And if you blow it in the second half, you're going to look back and go, oh, we've blown it. So, pressure. And there's not pressure on Arsenal. Of course there's not pressure. But I think they were the better team. And second half, you would expect them to come out and go for it. Right side is crap of Arsenal. Left side is playing well. Biased referee says Curtis Jones will be the best centre midfielder in the world. I'm loving some of these YouTube names. Please subscribe if you're new. Bottom right hand corner. And can you play FIFA instead, says Paul Collins. Imagine how disrespectful that would be if I put a little FIFA screen in the corner and I played FIFA whilst watching the game. That would be so disrespectful to the FA Cup, wouldn't it? Get the PlayStation. No, I'm not going to really do that. Not going to really do that. Jermaine Jones calling me Saltbridge. Mate, my team's going to be in the Champions League next year. Your team's not. You might be in the Europa League. You might not be in anywhere. So what I would say to you is, don't do what your role models do. Don't do what your voice. I mean, if I was an Arsenal fan, I'd be so fed up that the voice of your fans, whether you like it or not, the voice of your fans are gobby prats who start talking nonsense before the race is over. Learn your lesson. You're the better team. You should be winning this game. How many times has this game bitten you on the backside before the final whistle? Stop gobbing off about you're this, you're that and you're other till you've won the game. Take note and listen and learn. You've not won the game yet. So what you get in there, what you're trying to get into a fight with people like United fans or Liverpool fans or City fans who will be in the Champions League next year, and you at the moment are sat in 8th with nothing. You've not won the game yet. So come back at full time. And as I said, if you don't win this game from this position, and it's good to see what Arteta's doing there, he's pumping them up because they should be winning the game. Go and win the game in the second half, and then you can start being gobby. But it's 1-1. Game management, team management, game management. Mark, you have to jinx Arsenal now. Banter FC can't be in Europe next season. I think Arsenal are going to win this game. If that's a jinx, look, I've done 7 watch-alongs since lockdown for Arsenal, and you've lost 6. So if that's a jinx, then that's a jinx. But I think, who's the best referee in England? Says I want to know. Jermaine Defoe. I don't know. I think this referee has been very poor. But yeah. Anyway, second half's about to kick off. I will get the timer up and running. Mark, I'm from the FA and the ref's guide dog has run off. Have you seen it? Says Dixon. So 45 minutes to go. I presume, I'll put it to the live comments, I presume there is the opportunity of extra time. I'm not 100% sure. Pulisic was a firecracker for the first 25 minutes, says JJ Powell. I still think he is. You've just got to get him in the game. They can't get him in the game. And I think that I'm very surprised that Frank hasn't made the subs at half time. That could come and hurt him. Because I don't see this game changing. I think that Arsenal have got... look, Giroud is already sprinting 40 yards to get to the goalkeeper because Arsenal are going to play a high line. Would Sancho hit the ground running straight away, says Extra Z? Too speculative to even be able to say that. And Zane says, Mark, you got less super chats this week as I had to pay off the ref. See, finally a bit of banter from an Arsenal fan. Fair play. So I don't see this game changing anymore in the second half because I think Arsenal are just going to continue doing what they're doing. Oh, half a chance there. And Pulisic has gone down. And he's done his hamstring as well by the look of it. And he's not happy. And what is it about... Well, I suppose it's the fatigue, isn't it? He runs through here. Holding's nowhere near him. He gets the shot off. And he does his hamstring. And that's the end of Pulisic. And that could be the end of Chelsea. I think Hudson-Odoi's warming up, but, well, you know. Frank will be like, well, I don't believe it, Jody. We've already lost Azpilicueta and now we've lost Pulisic. And Willian, who... I don't know whether Willian was injured or not, but he wasn't part of the match. Willian's not on the bench, no context, Mark G. And these injuries could go into next season, says Gloryboy622. Well, that's a good point. That's a very good point because Pulisic is out. It's only 5 weeks to the start of next season, isn't it? It starts on September the 12th. So that hamstring injury is probably going to keep him out for... Well, he's not happy. He's gutted. Pedro's going to come on, who makes them even slower. How long a hamstring injury, says Manish? Depends where it tears, really. I know what you mean, really. I don't know. A month to 3 months. Never like to see injuries to top players. Hope he recovers soon, says Existence. Yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame. And the thing about a hamstring injury, I never had one. Touchwood, and I played loads of football. I never had a hamstring injury, and but for those people who get them, they're horrible because they're psychologically they just pop, they just go. Like you can be doing any movement and it will go. So it's quite mentally difficult as well. 5 to 8 weeks, yeah, says Craigalicious, and Jamie Wilson says it can be a couple of days. I think he's out for a couple of days. Glory Boy says average 6 weeks. So yeah, I don't think he'll be match fit for the start of the season. But here's Pedro down the left-hand wing. A bit quicker than I thought there. Oh, what is he doing there? Is it a corner? I think it's initiative Arsenal there. They've lost Azpilicueta. They've lost Pulisic. It is a corner. I would say that that'll be a long one for Pulisic because the way he was running, the agony is in when he comes off. I would have gone with Hudson-Odoi Braveheart as well, but I don't think for whatever season Lampard doesn't trust him, does he? And Magma says if Arsenal don't win now, especially after most of Chelsea's main players are off, I felt they were favourites anyway. I think they're really favourites now, and I think that's the way football works, doesn't it? Sometimes all week I felt Arsenal would win it because they have to win it, whereas with Chelsea, I think they want to win it, but they don't have to win it, and with the injuries that they've got, Arsenal just got to. Balu says, was Pulisic injury prone at Dortmund? I think he did have a few injuries. And look, these are things that people don't necessarily consider. I mean, Liverpool probably wouldn't go near Pulisic because of that. Some clubs won't go near players if they're injury prone, whereas other clubs will go, well, they're a good player, let's do it. Drisk says, I think he was. Nigel Jones says Chelsea didn't have to win the Europa League last year and they still won it. Yeah, but I mean, it would be massive if Arsenal weren't in Europe next year, wouldn't it? See, how's that not a foul on Giroud? That's what I'm talking about, the ref. Giroud is knocked to the ball after laying it off, and then the ball comes back to him, but he's on the floor because he's been fouled, and the ref's there like, play on, play on. He's not giving Chelsea anything. And if that was an Arsenal player, he would have been there giving a yellow card. I've not seen a refereeing performance like this for a very long time. And again, I'm not taking it away from Arsenal. I think they'll win. It's not their fault. But it's look, from a neutral point of view, and I think Arsenal will win this game. I said it before the game. I'd prefer Chelsea to win it. I don't even know why. But look, I can watch this game with very little passionate involvement. And the referee has really stood out to me. And when they start standing out to you, then you know something's going on. And he just doesn't want to give Chelsea much. I mean, tell you what, if it had been Pepe going down with a hamstring injury with no one near him, he probably would have sent Caballero off. Well, you looked at him the wrong way. But again, Chelsea really struggling to get out of their own half. He's got to change it, Lampard. Got 5 subs. Tammy Abraham, Kante, Jorginho off, Giroud off. See, even there I thought that was a foul on Giroud. Nothing given. Well in Zuma. Jorginho into Giroud. Mason Mount. They're not getting any support to their front players as well, Chelsea. Kovacic. Nah, poor ball. Chelsea missing the pace now, says Joe. He's got to get some pace into this Chelsea side because it hasn't got any pace now. Well, good hold-up play by Lacazette. Oh, Pepe. No, ref's not giving a foul. Bloody probably was as well. The first time, I was stunned he didn't get his red card out there. Great bit of skill by Pepe on Zuma. And I actually thought that was a foul that time, and he didn't give it. He's probably got someone in his ear saying, you're getting loads of stick for being biased. Don't give Arsenal a foul next time. Mark. Oh, I don't give a shit about that, to be honest. Prakshell says, what are your thoughts on Aki and Ferran Torres to Manchester City? I mean, my main thought about it is, my main observation is that Man City are just doing very quick business. 2 signings in, they were getting a transfer ban, not a transfer ban. They were getting banned from Europe not that long ago. So they're just very efficient at doing transfers. This useless Chelsea side completely outplayed Ollie. That's why Arteta is a bit... Oh, shut up, Zane. We beat him 3 times. We took 6 points off him in the league. If you're asking me, would I rather Ollie school Lampard and take 6 points off him in the league or win an FA Cup semi-final? I think I'm glad with what we actually did. Druv says, do you think that Werner will play off the left at the start and Tammy in the middle? Well, with the injury to Pulisic, that might happen, but I mean, Tammy Abraham doesn't even get in the team. But Lampard's got to change this. Nothing has changed in this half. I don't even know what he's on about. He's not changed anything, has he? Trending Access says, what about the Sancho rumours to Arsenal? What? Is that from the same outlet as Ronaldo to Stoke? It's about as much chance. I'd get Tammy Abraham on. I don't know whether he's better than Giroud, but, you know, you play... As soon as they get Tammy Abraham on, that Arsenal defence goes back 10 yards. And that's what Chelsea need to get in the final third. They can't get in the final third. So the only way to push a defence back is through pace. Ow! See, Chelsea are just passing the ball about in their own half. They're going to get themselves in trouble. All the way back to the goalkeeper. What is the point? They're not in control of this game. And if Lampard can't see that, then... Salah Ahmed says, how can I be part of the pro clubs team? Just started playing it today, so won't be that good yet. Still a very competent player. Just keep your eye out, mate, for the streams. We only did the first one today as a trial, so... like literally to see what people thought of it. So we will be building the team out. Extra Z says that Sanchez is involved in the Europa League. He's getting sold, says Extra Z. Good news. I will be doing United Stand at 8 o'clock tonight, yes. Chelsea having a lot of the ball, but not in a very good position. Although that's a lovely ball. Oh, Mason Mount. He shouldn't. It's a ball by Jorginho over the top. Mason Mount's running through. He tries to take it down. I would have just hit it first time. Well won here by Pepe. Lacazette. Aubameyang. Oh, why did you not hit it first time? Again, a bit like Mason Mount. Maybe people should be hitting that first time. Unless you call Xhaka, who just blasts it wide. But Arsenal nearly in there. Good defensive play by Christensen. Is there FA Cup extra time, says Balu, or does it go straight to penalties? I would be absolutely stunned if it doesn't go to extra time. Kante desperately needed, says Adana. He must not be fit. I don't know why he wouldn't do that. Oh my God, what are Chelsea trying to do here? They're playing suicidal football. They're trying to pass out from their own bloody half, and one bad pass and Arsenal are in. No options for Jorginho. Mason Mount's got it out on the right hand side. Reece James with the cross. Ooh. Throw into Arsenal. And Matthew Dean quite rightly says, Chelsea asking to get beat at the moment, Mark. Yeah. I agree. This is the great thing about football, isn't it? We all think we're managers. I'm not even a Chelsea fan, but they're frustrating me. It's very obvious that they can't get out. So an hour gone, still 1-1. I think if Arsenal get ahead, I don't see Chelsea coming back because they just can't create anything. Whereas I think even if Chelsea did manage to get a goal, I'd still think Arsenal can come back into it. They've had all the ball though, Chelsea, to be fair. Reece James tries a shot from a long way out. And it's a lot of second balls dropping to Arsenal at the moment. What is Pepe doing there? And Alonso fouls Pepe. Justin Miles says, if Wolves win the Europa League, how many English clubs go into the Europa League? Well, if Wolves win the Europa League, they go into the Champions League with Chelsea, Manchester United, City and Liverpool. If Wolves don't win the Europa League, they don't go into Europe at all, because unless Arsenal lose this game. If Arsenal lose this game, Wolves go into the Europa League because they finished 7th. If Arsenal win this game, then Wolves won't be in the Europa League at all next year. They can only be in the Champions League if they win the Europa League. So basically, all Wolves fans are Chelsea fans today. Tottenham are in the Europa League because they finished 6th. They're in that no matter what. I think Arsenal fans wanted Spurs to finish 7th so that would be their inspiration to win the cup and stop Spurs being in Europe. But Spurs did it by finishing above. Do you think Thiago replaces Fabinho or Wijnaldum? Because they surely won't bench Lord Henderson, says Druv. I don't think you can bench Fabinho. I think it'd probably be Wijnaldum, wouldn't it? So Chelsea having a lot of ball in this half, but I don't think Arsenal are too bothered about that because they know they've got the pace on the break. It's a very similar tactic. I mean, I know Zane's there saying Arteta better than Ollie, but the way Arsenal have played this game is very similar to how Manchester United beat Chelsea twice in the league. You let them have the ball, you let them pass it about, and then you hit them on the break. And I think that's what Arsenal are looking to do. And at some point, it will be successful. Because they will find a way. Pedro on the edge. Reece James. Terrible shot over the bar. MFC Glory says, how are you, Mark? I'm alright. And Spurs will play qualifiers if Arsenal wins, says Rahal. There you go. Iron says this Chelsea team is seriously overrated. Well, look, just because they came 4th doesn't mean they're overrated. They lost 12 times out of 38 games. That's nearly 1 in 3, isn't it? So I don't think they're overrated. I just think that the Premier League wasn't that good this year. Boovish says that Wolves deserve Europa League. Well, I think Sheffield United do, but they didn't get it, did they? Would it help Aaron Wan-Bissaka signing Sancho? Says Extra Z. Well, yeah, it helped to have somebody on the right wing who can cross. Takes the pressure off him to do it. I just can't believe Lampard, after an hour, hasn't brought a striker on who can turn their defence. They're taking so long trying to get up the pitch, and they can't get up the pitch. Dominic Graham, Chelsea need to make a sub. Wait a minute, I'll do this King of 2K in a minute. Mason Mount's in the box. Christensen. King of 2K. Wait a minute, Pedro's going to whip a cross in. And it will go for a throw. I was wondering what United will do with lineups in the Europa League. Would you risk injury with the next season being so close, or would you risk it for a trophy? But then again, it's Europa. I think United should try and win the Europa League. I think next week, because we're 5-0 up against Last Links, you can play the reserves. And then I think in the knockout stages, you play the first team. And you try and win it. Why not? It's a good pre-season, really, at the end of the day. Lampard is exposed tactically when he doesn't have Pulisic on the pitch to do something special, says Jack. For me, if this works, then Lampard's the winner, isn't he? But I think that tactically he's got it wrong. Throw into Chelsea. Who is TKS Mohammed? I don't even know who it is. One slot for sub left, says Adana. No, he got 5. He's got to make 3 subs, hasn't he, in the next sub? That's a very good point, actually. There's only 1 slot left. He can make 3 more subs, but he's only got 1 slot left. So that's a good point. And that's what Pumpkin Spice Latte is saying. Lampard's probably scared of another injury. If they change a player, that's the last sub he can make in regulation time. Yeah, you're right. He's somewhat hamstrung, pardon the pun, to Azpilicueta and Pulisic. He can only make 1 more substitution, even though he can bring 3 players on. United stand sure will be at 8 o'clock unless we've got extra time here. Which, to be honest, we might. Ref's given another dodgy foul to Arsenal here from a corner. It's a contact sport, ref, and he definitely doesn't hit him in the head. Arsenal just diving a lot here, and you can't blame them. Drinks break incoming, says Darcy. Yeah, about 3 minutes. I mean, Chelsea have had a lot of ball. But I think Arsenal not really too bothered about that because they're looking to hit them on the break. If the game goes to penalties, will you have to stop this live show and go over to the United stand? Says I want to know, Jermaine. No. I'll see this through. Not gonna. I can put the United stand back half an hour. It's not a problem. I don't really want it to go to penalties though, because I think another half an hour of this, it's been pretty boring, hasn't it? We've not had a lot of action. Lampard probably wants to go to penalties as Caballero is the master of saving it. Aubameyang. Lovely. What a goal. What a goal by Aubameyang. That is absolutely magnificent, I've got to say. World class by Aubameyang. He sent them back to the Champions League. And Christensen's down injured, but I don't think there's going to be anything done by that for Chelsea. Not with this referee. I don't even know if it should have been. But what a finish by Aubameyang. He picks it up. He sends somebody back to wherever they're from. Let's have a look. Christensen makes a good tackle. He gets injured in the tackle. Aubameyang is onside as he gets it from Pepe. He skips past Zuma and then he just dinks it over. The old L1 and circle finish. Christensen's a little bit unlucky because he makes the tackle and then he really... I mean, realistically, I think the referee should be blowing up there. What lovely finish by... I mean, look, you know, it would be a total injustice on Arsenal to... He's got to play it on, but realistically, it's a bad connection. Video not in sub box. What's a sub box? Don't know what you're talking about. Let me change the score. Christensen's injured now. What the fuck? Can't change the score, everyone. Oh no, because I'm trying to do it on the camera, not this. Right before the drinks break as well. I mean... I think the disappointing thing from a Chelsea perspective is that this is no surprise. This has been coming since about 20 minutes into the game. I don't know why Lampard hasn't changed the game tactically, because this was always going to happen. They haven't got any pace to hurt Arsenal, and they've just kept playing the same old game where they were going to be vulnerable to be hit on the break. Lovely goal by Aubameyang, though. Absolutely fantastic. He skins Zuma and then he just dinks it over the keeper. It's a fantastic goal by Aubameyang. But Lampard, I know he's only got one slot left for his subs, but he should have changed it at half time. It doesn't. Why does it suck for Spurs? You're still in the Europa League. I don't see how Chelsea can get back into this game. I said at 1-1, if Arsenal score, I don't see how Chelsea get back into this game because they just haven't got a threat. I think Lampard only has a plan A. It's a good plan, but what happens when you can't execute it, says Sean Fitzgerald. Well, it's a bit like Pep Guardiola, isn't it? I mean, Pep Guardiola's only got one plan, but it tends to work 99% of the time. And when it doesn't work, it tends to be because you've been wasteful in front of goal. I mean, that game that Man City lost to Southampton a couple of weeks ago, if you look at it, they lost 1-0, but they had 80% of the possession and had about 20 shots. They just didn't put the ball in the back of the net. The trouble with Chelsea is they don't have... I mean, Timo Werner's there. The trouble with Chelsea is they don't have any... they've just not changed their approach to this game. It's just been very... I don't know. I'd be frustrated if I was a Chelsea fan. Arsenal in the Europa Club, while United are in the Champions League, says David JS. And Lampard bottles it again, says Luke Richards. He's got to make some subs. He's got to go for it in the next few minutes, I think. Will he do it? Smokey 123. Werner thinking, why did I come here? Well, to be fair, if they had Werner in the team, they'd have a ball over the top, wouldn't they? They haven't got a ball over the top. Yeah, you've got to be unhappy with Zuma as well on the goal. Too defensively suspect there. But it's a great... I mean, look, it's a great goal by Aubameyang. It's not... You can't... he's done his bit. And now he's going to send Kovacic off. No, he's not. Yes, he is. It's got to be a red card. Ref's had a bloody stinker here. Fucking joke. That is a joke. He gets the bloody ball. Well, sometimes it's your day and sometimes it's not. He didn't really touch the player, and two, I felt he got the ball. Unbelievable. Sometimes it's your day. Well done, Arsenal. You know, everything's gone your way today. Mad. Absolutely mad. Sent off. Oh, I don't even know what to say. What's the bloody point? I tell you what I'm going to say. Well done to Arsenal for winning the FA Cup. It's not your fault. And to Anthony Taylor, you've absolutely ruined this FA Cup. You're a bloody joke. You've destroyed the game. You've been totally and utterly biased. And, you've ruined it as a spectacle. Arsenal deserve to win the game. They've done absolutely well. But Anthony Taylor, absolute disgrace. Ruined the game. Cheat. He's booking another Chelsea player now. He's booked Mason Mount for not touching somebody. He's booked Kovacic and sent him off for not touching anybody. Absolute. I'm telling you, I'm not even wasting my time on it anymore. Thanks everyone for watching. I'm live on the United Stand at 8 o'clock. I ain't wasting the last 20 minutes of this final watching this. Anthony Taylor, you're an absolute prat. You've ruined the final. Well done to Arsenal. You're back in the Europa League next year. I think it's some sort of record, 4 years in a row now. But I ain't wasting my time watching this. Life's too short. I'm going to go and spend some time with the family. Anthony Taylor,